Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead on AMC. This week was Season 7, Episode 8, which is called Heart Still Beating. And overall, I really did like this episode. I'm not sure if I liked it quite as much as last week's, but that's only because I enjoyed what they did with the Negan and Carl dynamic as much as I did, and especially this scene with Negan and Carl talking about his mother, of course Lori. But this episode was very good in a different sort of way, really. I'm sure there's still gonna be some people complaining about it, even though they've been waiting for something to happen. I'm sure this probably still wasn't good enough for him, but that's just the way some of the fan base is, unfortunately. But I thought this was a pretty good mid-season finale. Certainly not the best one we've ever gotten. That definitely goes to Too Far Gone, which I still consider to be, well, anyway, my personal favorite episode. But this fit. This served what it should have. It made sense that things happened this way, and although it wasn't like a large scale battle yet or anything, like I said, it still served its purpose. And I enjoyed it. We have Gregory at the beginning. He tells Maggie basically not to let it go to her head, basically, because he's been hearing all these good things people have been saying about her and Sasha, since they helped him out with during the whole Go Getters episode. Chances are that they're starting to see Maggie and Sasha as or as people they can more so look to, as opposed to Gregory. Gregory doesn't like that. He doesn't like his what control he actually does have for some reason, being in jeopardy like that. It was interesting. He finally called her by her actual name, so that's something, I suppose. Although maybe he feels threatened in a way, so maybe he doesn't feel like he should disrespect her, completely anyway. I don't know. But Xander Berkeley still plays a damn good asshole, doesn't he? We also have Negan. He finally shaves his shit. So that was nice to see. Of course. People are complaining about from day one that about Jeffrey Dean Morgan having the beard, because Negan is typically clean shaven in the comics. I thought Morgan looks awesome with the beard. I don't think it should really matter if Negan has it or not, but they definitely did this to get closer to the comics, as well as the fact that Jeffrey Dean Morgan was still working on another show and he joined The Walking Dead. So he couldn't shave it immediately. But it's good to see him now. Although I do prefer him with the beard. Actually, I think it works either way. He's still damn good in the role, so that's what matters. But still, fun to finally see that he actually cooks. He made spaghetti. He tries to get Carl to try the sauce, but he won't. Negan enjoys himself. We get an awkward scene of him, Carl, Olivia holding Judith sitting around the table. That was awkward. He asks Carl to pass the rolls. He's just saying there all sternly. He just starts laughing to himself. It's one of the weirdest, almost family meals he could have. Then we have the Savior. Of course, the rest of our Saviors are still going around Alexandria. One of the girls hits on Spencer. And, Eugene's watching. And, she says, "You like watching haircut?" And he says, "Yes, I mean..." Because if you remember, Eugene did watch Rosita and Abraham at one point, back when they were first introduced. So I thought that was kind of funny. And, of course, throughout the episode, we have Spencer, just sucking up to Negan completely. But we'll talk more about that in a minute. We had Rick and Aaron out there. They try to get into this, ship with, hopefully some possible supplies as they're following a trail of, previously. Aaron is pulled in by these walkers in the water, which looks pretty cool. Of course, they tease us that Aaron got pulled down or, eaten or devoured somehow, but of course Aaron's alright. And they find that there's not much. There's guns, but the only thing the guy ran out of is ammo. And then we also had Michonne out there, still holding the girl from the Saviors at gunpoint. And she leads them to what looks like their main base, from a far distance. And it really sets on Michonne just the sheer numbers and how overwhelmed they actually are. But that part was alright. Some people have complained that Michonne wouldn't be as reckless as she was here to go off on her own and try and do this, but I don't know. It was alright to me. Excuse me. And we had Darrell. He actually manages to get out of the room, and after seeing that note left from someone, saying "Go now." We don't know who it was from. Chances are it was either Dwight or Sherry. I don't think it was Jesus. I think something would have been brought up about it in the episode, but maybe it was. But I still think it's probably either Sherry or Dwight. We see Darrell get out finally. I'm glad he didn't really drag that out anymore. He eats some peanut butter as fast as he can. He comes across, I think his name was Fat Joe. Negan nicknamed him. He begs for mercy, saying he's just trying to survive, just doing what he has to just stay alive, basically. Darrell just lays into him and kills him, chopping him over and over, which is a pretty brutal scene. Jesus, of course, sees him doing that. Darrell grabs the gun off of Joe, and then they head off. And like I said, then we have Spencer. Before we get into the Spencer stuff, though, we also had Richard, who is one of the members of the Kingdom. He visits Carol along with Morgan. He's trying to talk him into fighting. Morgan's not sure about it because there's this peace now and he doesn't want to disrupt it. But I think Morgan should be able to see that he might have to go after and try and kill his saviors in order to save his own people that he cares about. But I think it'll hit him at some point, just not now. Carol just wants to be left alone, I don't know. I just don't like Carol that much. I never have, to be honest. But, I appreciate her development from going from where she came from with Ed and stuff. But the whole Rambo thing and just how she acts like she always knows better, I don't know. And now, like, the uncertainty of her, I feel like they've even brought down the character for people who actually liked her. I don't know. Well, that part was alright. I do like the acting from the actor playing Richard. I think he did a decent job. And then, like I said, we had Spencer sucking up to Negan, playing pool with him, drinking. And Negan's liking the treatment at first, supposedly, until, Spencer, pitches his real, motive and plan and agenda to Negan, of course, wanting to take over from Rick, saying since Rick showed up, his mom died, his brother died, things like that, his father, and that he wants to take over Rick's position. It could serve them both better. But with Spencer saying that, Negan just loses any sort of likeness or respect for him he might have had. I doubt Negan respected him, but Spencer basically screwed himself there because Negan doesn't respect someone who doesn't have guts. Someone just turning and talking behind their leader's backs. Like Negan said, if he really had something going like that, he could have killed Rick himself, show that he was the man, in charge. But instead, Spencer, snuck behind his back and started talking to him, trying to get him to kill him. So I thought Negan actually had some good points there, and Spencer is gutted. This is a scene, as far as I know, pretty accurate from the comics. He uses a knife and just cuts him through the stomach. You see his guts pour out a bit. Of course, this does surprise Rosita, and she pulls the gun on Negan, shoots, somehow hits Lucille, conveniently enough. And this still upsets Negan, probably more than if it actually hit him. I didn't think they were going to kill Rosita here, but, once in a while they just still do go for a swerve, but they don't kill her here. And after this, he's also just pissed off that they had gone in a bullet, and he sees that's been handmade, and he wants to find out who made the bullet. Rosita's aren't going to give up Eugene, and so Negan's just frustrated until they eventually try and find out who it is. And he has one of the women cut Rosita across the cheek, to give her a mark that won't ever leave her, similar to what she did to poor Lucille, right? Then he tells the woman just to kill somebody as punishment. She just randomly shoots Olivia and kills Olivia. She got shot through the cheek, pretty much. So the fat lady in charge of the rations is now dead. But still surprising to see. Of course, a character is killed that isn't really that relevant anyway, but it's kind of a sad end for Olivia, after she's been through this mental torment, how she's been breaking down all the time with Negan. Negan does say he would have chosen differently, but it is what it is, right? Of course, Rick finally makes it in, but the Saviors find that note that the guy had left on the ship, saying, you win, but you still lose. So they thought they were trying to insult them somehow. Aaron gets beaten up a bit. Rick arrives and he sees what's happened. And, he tells Negan to leave. Negan does eventually leave once Eugene actually does confess to making the bullet. And, of course, just with how emotional Eugene is, Negan believes him. And he takes Eugene with him, probably to use his talents for his own group, perhaps. And then Ricky has to put down the zombified Spencer. And I wasn't upset to see Spencer die. I think the actor was pretty good that played him, but of course Spencer is one we wanted to see receive this fate for quite a while. And we get a pretty good scene with Michonne and Rick here. Michonne coming in, how she basically says she went on her own path, but now she sees that even though she still believes in what she wants to do, she knows they need to do this together, they need to be together on this. Really good acting from Denai Guerrera here, and they do share a bit of intimacy. They share a kiss, which is nice to see. And she just doesn't want it to be her way, she wants it to be their way, their choice together. And then we get actually a pretty somewhat inspiring, uplifting ending with Rick and the group visiting Maggie at the hilltop, them reuniting. They're ready to fight, they're ready to make plans. Rick sort of has his motivation from what happened, as well as Michonne talking to him as she did. And we have Rick and Darrell reunite as well, which is good to see. Them just sort of being speechless with each other, but then, bromancing, of course, the hug, which is good. And Darrell actually retrieved Rick's Colt, which is awesome. He hasn't lost his signature weapon after all. But yeah, and then they march into the mansion on the hilltop, probably to make plans. And we see in the previews for the mid-season premiere in February that, as most of us thought, they're going to be talking to the Kingdom and trying to make an alliance with them to, take on the Savior. So, yeah, things are going to be picking up. So, yeah, overall, I did really like this episode. It wasn't like the best episode ever, but it was probably one of the better ones of the season for sure. And I think it was definitely a good one. I'm going to give this about an 8.99 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Excuse me. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.